Discovering a bargain wonderkid in Football Manager is one of the best feelings you can get in the game, but it's even better when those bargains cost you only £100,000 or less, and that's what we'll be looking at today, wonderkids who you can sign for under 100k. Welcome to the video everyone, I'm Jake for FMSCOUT, and today we'll be running through the wonderkids that you can buy for under 100k. Some are free, some will cost 100k, some somewhere in between. But before we get into it, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe for more if you find this useful, and let's move in to player number 1. So, we've got 10 players in today's list, and the first one is a Spanish left-back playing for Torre Levante. They're a club in the regional division of Spain, and he has some pretty nice attributes for a 17-year-old. As you can imagine, considering all of these players are under 100k, none of them are going to be the next Messi or Ronaldo, but they're all certainly worth that £100,000 investment. Also, if you can't find select players in your save, that'll be because your database isn't large enough to include them. When you set up, you tick certain nations and regions to ensure those players are loaded, so if they're not in your save, that's why, and maybe take some notes as to where all of these young players are, because a lot of them are in the same leagues. But we start off with Monty, a good option at left back, not too stand out, but also some pretty nice attributes for his role. Maybe needs some work on the defensive side in terms of marking, his technique, his concentration, but everything else looks pretty good. Should you happen to have the Senegalese leagues loaded, you'll be able to find Amadou Ndiaye, another left back, this time a 17-year-old with 2 caps for the Senegal national team. Now you can see here his value can fall below £100,000. He plays for SC Pekin out in Senegal, and once again it's a left back who isn't blowing anyone away, but in terms of the attributes he has at 17, he's already very well rounded, very good in all areas, and still a lot of room left to grow. High determination as well, decent physicals, mentals and technicals. This guy would certainly be worth the money, and the fact that he's already capped for the national team kind of says enough about him. Before we move into player number 3, just to let you know, I do have my own channel linked in the description where we have a Leicester save going on currently. A lot of you guys have came over to say you've really enjoyed the content over there after going to check it out. So if anyone does that, I'll be massively grateful for it. We're trying to get to 10k subs, we're on 9.7, so any support to get us over that line would be great. But back to player number 3, and for this player we've got a free agent, a 16-year-old French striker by the name of Joris Manquant, but be quick on him because he's wanted by PSG. It's not going to be easy to get him, but maybe with your, 5th division English side, you can convince him to come there instead of the streets of Paris. But he's a very good striker for free at the age of 16. Everything highlighted for an advanced forward is of a pretty high level, or a poacher, should I say. That seems to be his best role. You will need some work, of course, in his mentals, his physicals and his technicals, but for a free player at 16, this guy certainly has a lot of potential. Now, everyone in this list will have wonderkid ability, meaning that in your save there's a chance their potential could be high enough to class as a wonderkid, so all of these guys will be worth their 100k or less easily in a few years' time. If you're looking for a young goalkeeper, then Nathaniel Nwosu could be your man. A 16-year-old Nigerian with 4 caps for the under-20s is the first choice goalkeeper at Water FC. They're a club in Nigeria, and looking at him, he looks like a solid young goalkeeper. A few issues, his first touch not great, throw-in, passing, kicking, but everything else is at a decent level. You're not going to get a world-class goalie for under 100k, but he's certainly got some decent attributes, and there's a good chance he'll be Nigeria's starting goalkeeper in a few years. Because he's not on a professional contract, you can take him away for free as well, so try and approach to sign him if you've got him in your save, and you won't really lose anything. Another free agent now by the name of Kai Stratsnig. Now he's slightly older than the others, so he's a bit further along in his development, and whilst he's never going to be world class, if he's like this at the age of 20, he's not going to play for Manchester United or anything like that, but he could certainly be worth the investment on a free, either to make profit on, or depending on what club you're managing, he could certainly have an impact. Well-rounded physically, decent mentals, technicals with a little bit of work needed there, but he's been let go by Wolfsberger out in Austria, who are one of the biggest sides out there. There you go, according to Football Manager, considered in the top 6 in Austria, and he played fairly consistently for them, so it looks like he is a decent player at least if you can get him on a free deal. Again, you're not going to lose out on anything. It doesn't harm you to do it, and you might make some money. Don't forget to like the video if you are enjoying so far, but for our next player, we have Prince Nduluvu of Highlanders FC out in the Zimbabwean Premier Division. Look, there's a good chance you haven't got this guy loaded, but I would say loading young players from Africa at the start of your save can lead to a lot of bargain players to be found. You'll be paying pennies to bring this guy over to your club, a few £1,000s at most, and whilst again, physicals need a lot of work, mentals, okay, not great, but good determination is something to build up from. When you look at his passing, technique, vision and first touch, that's at a very high level considering he's only 16. And I really don't think for £2,000-3,000 you'd find anyone better on the market than Prince Nduluvu. Back to Spain this time, and to a 20-year-old right winger playing for CE Sant Jordi out in the Terrassa Federation Group 11 of Spain. No idea how far that division goes, but this 20-year-old Spaniard can be signed for under 100k, and you can see he's already got a lot of ability, high determination, good physicals for a winger, some decent technicals as well, dribbling, finishing, first touch and technique all look very nice, and much like the others is going to need work, but I think he's worth that money. The only thing was, when I looked at him, apparently he wasn't interested in joining the club, as he's only just joined his new side, so you might not be able to sign him straight away, but certainly want to scout and to get as soon as he becomes available. A player a little further along in his development with some great attributes for his age is Fando Nkosi of South African side Mamelodi Sundowns. You pick him up for about 30 grand by the looks of it, which is very, very cheap. You can play in a few roles as well. As a young option, I quite like him, a lot of room to get better, and whilst he's a bit older than some of the others, that's reflected in the fact that his attributes already look quite nicely developed. 2 players left to go, and we are now looking at a 16-year-old Norwegian wonderkid by the name of Tristan Ramon Sandigo, who plays for Kolbu KK out in Norway. Now, yes, looking at him, it's not great, right? Like, he doesn't look fantastic, but he is a player who can have Wonderkid potential in your save, so just check him out, see if he looks any good. If not, forget he existed, but he could be worth a go. Natural in the middle of the park, available to sign for completely free. There's not much else to say about this guy, needs a lot of training, but maybe one day he'll come good on your initial investment. Our final player is a lot more complete than some in this list. It is Senegalese 18-year-old Lebas Ungom. He plays for Guidaway Football Club in the Senegalese divisions. Physically, nicely well-rounded, actually some very nice physical attributes there. 6'3", needs to improve his strength, but everything else looks very nice. Mentals, nicely balanced with high determination and flair. Good work rate, decision-making, composure, aggression, good technique. His passing needs some work, but he's a nice penalty taker. Good with his long shots, good dribbler, finisher, and he has a nice first touch. A shadow striker in that attacking midfield role could be perfect for him, and for around £100,000 you're certainly getting a player worth that money. If we're taking the English divisions as an example, he could definitely play in the lower levels there, and who knows, maybe in time he could be a Premier League level player with the right growth. So there we go, that's 10 Wonderkids that you can sign for under 100k. Let me know if you give any of them a go. Again, none of them are going to be Mbappe's or Haaland's, but they are looking like great players for the value you'd have to pay for them. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like it if you enjoyed, subscribe, and check out my channel linked in the description below. But most of all, have a great day everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.